Hey, this is Allie Edwards, and in this video, I am going to walk you through the initial steps of how I start the making portion of my Week in the Life album. What I do during the week, as many of you guys have seen, is I am taking photos, I'm writing the stories. At the end of each day, I do a blog post where I collect the photos that I want to include, as well as the stories, which makes it pretty simple when the time comes to actually get those things into my album. When I start the process of printing, what I like to do is do all of the photos first. So a lot of people call that, you could call that batch making, maybe that could be a term, where I'm going to address all the photos first, then I'm going to tackle the words. Sometimes in the past I've done words on photos, and I think this year I'm going to keep them separate again because I like how that has worked in the last couple of years, and it simplifies the process tremendously rather than adding text on each individual photo, which I have done, just takes a lot longer. And then I will add the embellishments and other things on at the end. So the way that I like to start this is I like to print out my 6x8 photo enlargements first. I am going to be using the layered template set, the 6x8 layer template set for my beginning photos for each day, and I will show you how to use those here as well. So for me, I am storing photos in Aperture. It's the program that I'm still using. I'm planning to move to Lightroom at some point in time. Amy Gretchen has told me that she will come to my house and she will help me make that transition. But in the meantime, I am still using Aperture. And I have just made a Week in the Life folder over here. So all of the photos that I took during Week in the Life are in here. You can see that's about 380 photos over the course of the week, significantly less than what I've taken in years past. But I think part of that for me is just learning how many photos do I actually need to tell the story of the week? I don't need thousands of photos to tell the story of the week. So I've gotten more selective with the photos that I take. So what I'm going to be doing is using a combination of scrolling through here. I can identify what day of the week it is by looking at the metadata. So when I'm hovering over my image here, I can see what date it was. So I know, okay, that's Tuesday or that's Wednesday or that's Monday. But the other thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going to my blog post here. And this is part of the reason why I do this kind of documenting in this way, where I'm actually putting them into blog posts, is because I can go back and easily scroll through here, look at the pictures that I included on Monday, the ones that I actually put into my blog post, and see which ones do I want to enlarge for my 6x8 pictures. So right now I'm just kind of scrolling through. I feel like this would be a really good one for the beginning, the lilac there. It's a great photo of Simon that I might use as well. I like this one of my backyard. This is one that I liked. I may use that as the last 6x8 photo. But I just want to scroll through and kind of get a sense of what were those pictures that I took. I think that I would like to start either with this one of me as a 6x8 with the word art on top, and I'll show you how to do that in Photoshop in a minute here, or one of these other floral ones. So that just gives me an idea, so then I can come back over here into Aperture and identify these pictures. I did use one of these pictures of the lilacs for a story that I told in the Story Kit classroom this month for Grow as well. So here is this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this into Photoshop to do my adjustments, do my cropping, and then add on my word art. Okay, so I have pulled my image over into Photoshop. You can use elements, you can use whatever you want. You could not use them at all. You know, these are all options. So a couple things that I noticed just as I was looking in my album itself, I pulled my album out so I made sure I knew what I was doing. One of the things that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to print this picture out a little bit bigger than 6x8, and I'm going to put it into the album as its own page. Part of the reason why I'm going to do that is because I would like to add some of the journaling to the back of that, and also because I end my days with the larger 6x8. So I'm just kind of initially gathering my idea together, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So the page protector size is basically 6.75 inches by 8.25 inches. And you want to make that at 300 DPI. This is where I'm adjusting what my crop is going to be at right up here. And then I'm going to come down like this. Actually, I'm not going to do it like that. Let's see. Please don't crop. Okay, see that one says pixels. That's why that did that. So 6.25 inches by 8.25 inches. And then I am going to put it right on here and click OK. So that's going to crop to that size. Now I have the layer template open on my here as well as another tab. And there's lots of things you can do here. This is size to 6 by 8. If you want a white border, the white border is already on there. But you can also just take the word art. And so what I am thinking that I would like to do is I want to use, in the kit, there are plastic days of the week. I would like to use the plastic days of the week, but pair that with this part here down below. So up here, you can see, if I turn these on and off, you can see that these different pieces are each on their own layer. This is one of the awesome things about Photoshop. So I want those three things. I want the date, 2018, stories, and the frame. And I'm going to drag them and drop them over onto this image. Whoops, let's see. I want one other thing off of there too. What is it? Oh, I do want the 2018. So I want all four of those things. I'm selecting them, dragging them, holding down on my mouse, and dropping them on top over here. So I think I'm going to put this down towards the bottom. And I'm going to put the Monday on top of this. So obviously it's black, so I want to change the color to white. I'm going to do that one at a time. So here I have the frame layer selected. I'm going to go up to Edit, Fill. And then I'm just going to pick white, which is one of the options. You can also make it the foreground color. And I'm going to do the same thing for each one of these. So edit, fill, white. This one, edit, fill, white. And then the last one there, edit, fill, white. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to print this out, and then I'm going to have the Monday is going to go right over top of this. And you'll see that in the images in my blog post. I'm going to go ahead and print this guy out, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other first initial photos for the day of the week.